Hey, what's up guys? This is the second video for the test review for Algebra 1, Section 6.1 through 6.4. So I'm going to cover questions 8 through 13. If you guys want to watch questions 1 through 7, you guys can watch my first video. It is on my YouTube channel, so make sure you guys check that out. But let's go ahead and look at question number 8. Question 8. We want to solve the system. Remember that a system of equations, you have two equations, one on the top, one on the bottom. They do have the same variables, so we want to find the values of both variables. This system is already set up in standard form where x and the y are on the same side. So there's a method you guys can use called the elimination method, and that's to eliminate one of the variables. If you guys have one variable by itself, then we can use the substitution method, but that's not the case in this question. We want to use the elimination method. So I'm going to choose to eliminate one variable, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to choose the y. So look at the y variables right here. They don't have the same number, so I cannot just eliminate, but they do have different signs. So we want different signs, yes, but we also want the same number. So notice that 2 and 3, the lowest common multiple is 6 because 2 goes into 6 and 3 goes into 6. So if I can make those two numbers, this 2 and the 3, make them into a 6, I'm able to cancel the y. So I'm going to have to multiply the top equation, this y, by 3 to make it a 6. But whatever you do to one side, you do it to the other side. So you're going to have to multiply everything by 3. So let's do that right now. I'm going to multiply by 3. So I'll do that first. So the top equation, when you distribute the 3, you guys are multiplying 3 times 3x. That's going to be 9x. And then you guys distribute the 3 times the 2y. That's going to be 6, positive 6y. And the other side, you guys multiply the 3 times the negative 9. That will be negative 27. The bottom equation, the y has a negative 3. So I'm going to multiply this one by 2 to make it a negative 6. So whatever you do to one side, you do it to the other side. We're going to have to multiply everything by 2. Notice I'm multiplying by a different number. But on the bottom, I have to distribute the 2. So you guys multiply the 2 times the 5x. That will be 10x. And then you guys have the 2 times the negative 3y. That's a negative 6y. And the other side, you multiply 2 times the 4. That's going to be 8. Now, check the y's. On the y's, we have the same number, different signs. So we can cancel the y's. So I'm going to combine the two equations, cancel the y's. You guys combine the x's, 9x plus 10x. That's going to be 19x. And on the other side, you guys have the negative 27 plus 8, different signs. You guys need to subtract the number. That's going to be negative 19. Now, you guys are going to divide by 19 because we want to solve for x. This turns into positive 1, so x equals negative 1. So the value of x is negative 1 right here. So now the next step, you guys are going to take this number that x equals negative 1 and substitute into one equation. Doesn't matter which one. You guys choose one. I like the bottom equation, so I'm going to use the bottom. And then I'm going to substitute that number into the x value. So on the side, I'm going to write down substitute. And the bottom equation is 5x minus 3y equals 4. Take the number negative 1, substitute into the x. So you guys have 5 times the negative 1 minus the 3y equals 4. And then you guys solve for y. So I'm going to multiply the 5 and the negative 1. That's negative 5 minus 3y. And you guys bring down that equals 4. Now you guys add 5 to both sides. So I'm adding. So negative 3y equals 9. And the last step, you guys divide by negative 3. So y equals negative 3. That is the y value. You guys divide. 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. So my answer has to be in parentheses. It is an order pair. You guys have a point, and the x always goes first, -1, and then the y. So remember the order. X is before the y. That's always true. So we have -1, -3. Number 9. Same thing. You guys want to solve the system. Notice though, this one's a little bit different because we have one variable by itself. The y is by itself. So for this system, I can use the substitution method. This y is by itself, so I can substitute all of this into the other equation. So there's 3 steps for substitution method. Step number 1, we need one variable by itself. We already have it. The y on the top is by itself, so I'm just going to write it down. Y equals -3x plus 19. So the next step, step number 2, you guys are going to use the other equation, this one, and you guys write it down. 6x minus 5y equals 115. And I'm going to substitute all of this right here, the y value, into the y. So I'm going to take it right there. You guys are going to substitute. So we have the 6x minus 5. Substitute. Notice I'm going to put in the parentheses the minus 3x plus 19. And you guys have equal to 115. So now you guys are going to solve for x. We do have parentheses, so we're going to have to distribute the -5 in the parentheses. So first, let's bring this one down. The 6x, you just bring it down. 6x goes there. And you multiply -5 times -3x. That's positive 15x. And -5 times 19. That's going to be -95. Equal to, and you guys have the 115 on the other side. Now you guys are going to combine like terms. 6x plus 15x. So that's going to be 21x right here. And then you guys bring down the -95 equals 115. And then you guys add 95 to both sides plus 95. So you guys cancel the 95s on the left side. 21x equals 200. And so the next step, you guys are going to divide by 21 right here. So this turns into 1. So x equals 10. 210 divided by 21 is 10. So we know the value of x. X equals 10. So the next step, step number 3, you guys are going to use one of the equations. Notice, I'm going to go back. So I like the top. So I'm going to use the top equation. Doesn't matter which one you guys use. Just choose one equation. So the top equation is y equals -3x plus 19. And you guys substitute. So x is 10. It's going to go right there. You substitute into the x. So y equals -3 times 10 plus 19. And you guys solve. So y equals, you multiply -3 times 10. That's -30 plus 19. And last step, you guys simplify. -30 plus 19. That's going to be -11. So we got the value of y. X is 10 and the y is -11. So make sure you guys put that in parentheses, guys. Order pair. X goes first, the 10, and the -11 goes next. So my answer is 10, -11. So number 10, same thing, you guys want to solve, and we also have the y by itself, so I can use the substitution method. So step number 1, I'm going to use that equation with the y by itself. So I have the y equals 3x plus 38. Second step, I'm going to use the other equation, 5x minus the 5y equals -100, and I'm going to substitute. So I'm going to take all of this in step number 1. This is the y value. Y equals all of this right here, and substitute into the y right there. So you guys bring down the 5x minus 5, substitute. So we have the 3x plus 38 equals to negative 100. Now you guys want to solve for x. So I'm going to bring down the 5x here. I'm going to distribute. Notice this negative 5. You multiply, distribute to the parentheses. So negative 5 times 3x, that's negative 15x. And negative 5 times 38, that will be negative. Oops, I put a positive. Let me change it. It's going to be negative 190 equal to negative 100. So now you guys are going to combine. So we have the 5x minus 15x. That's going to be negative 10x minus 190 equals negative 100. Now you guys add 190 to both sides. So this cancels. Negative 10x equals positive 90. Negative 100 plus 190, positive 90. And the last step, you guys divide by negative 10. So x is going to equal negative 9. So that's the value. That's the value of x. The next step, you guys are going to use one equation. So you go back. Doesn't matter which one, guys. I'm going to use the top right here. Okay. So top equation. It will be y equals 3x plus 38. And you guys substitute. So negative 9 goes into the x right there. So y equals 3 times negative 9 plus 38. So y equals, you multiply the 3 times the negative 9. That's negative 27 plus 38. And you guys simplify. Negative 27 plus 38 will be positive 11. So we got the y value. So my answer will be negative 9, x goes first, comma, 11. Number 11, notice that this one does not have a variable by itself, but we do have the variables x and y on the same side. So I can use the elimination method. I have to eliminate one of the variables. So I'm looking at the x's, I'm looking at the y's. For the y's, it's a little bit easier to eliminate because I can multiply the top y by 3, and that will make it the same number as the bottom. So I don't have to do anything to the bottom equation, but I can multiply the top equation by 3. So the y's will have the same number, and they already have different signs. So that's good. That's what we want. So the top equation, you multiply everything by 3. So let's go ahead and distribute. So the top equation, 3 times 4x, that's 12x. 3 times negative 3y, that's minus 9y. And 3 times 31, that's going to be 93. So that's only the top equation. The bottom says the same. Negative 7x plus 9y equals negative 58. Okay, so let's go ahead and combine the two equations. So the y's cancel, so they're gone. For the x's, 12x minus 7x, that's positive 5x. And on the other side, 93 minus 58, 35 on the other side. So the last step, you guys solve for x. So divide by 5. So x equals 7. You guys have the value of x. So the next step, you guys are going to use one equation and substitute the value of x. So let me see my equation, and I like the top equation. I'm going to use the top equation. So 4x minus 3y equals 31. Substitute 7 into the x right there. So 4 times 7 minus 3y equals 31. So 4 times 7, that's 28, minus 3y equals 31. Subtract 28 from both sides. So negative 3y equals 3. And then you guys divide by negative 3. So y equals negative 1. Okay, so we have the y value. So my answer, remember, in parentheses. x goes first, 7, comma, and then the y, -1. So that is my answer for number 11. Number 12. Now you guys have fractions. So the first thing is, to make your life a lot easier, get rid of the fractions and then you guys can start solving for the system. So I'm looking at the top equation. We have a fraction 5/6x, and then on the bottom we have a 2/3y, and we have a 4 here. So the denominators are not the same. So I'm going to multiply by the lowest common denominator, and that lowest common denominator is 6. LCD is 6. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. And it is 6 because 6 goes into 6, yes, and 3 goes into 6, yes. So it is the lowest common denominator. So when you guys multiply, you guys have to be careful because you will have to simplify the fraction. So notice that the first one, I'm looking at 5/6. Well, the denominator goes into the 6 one time. So that simplifies to 1. So you guys can actually do this. Bam, bam. And notice that we have the 5 left, right? So this one, you keep the 5x. So I'm going to put the 5x right there. No more fractions, just the 5x. Now for the next fraction right here, I'm going to put the 6 next to it so you guys don't get confused. But I am multiplying everything by 6. So I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to put the -6 next to the fraction. So I have times 6 right here. And now I can see, you guys can simplify the 6 and the denominator. So 3 goes into 6 2 times. So you cross this out and this turns into 2. One more time. 3 goes into 6 2 times. And you have to multiply this 2 times the 2. That's going to be 4y plus 4y. Don't forget the other side. You also have to multiply by 6. So I did multiply. I am multiplying everything by 6. So the other side is going to be 4 times 6 is 24. The bottom, same thing. You guys have the same denominator. Sorry, not the same denominator, but as the top equations, the 6 and the 3. Okay, you guys have the same numbers. So I will multiply everything again by the 6. So I'm going to multiply every single fraction times 6 times 6 times 6. So the first one, you guys simplify 6 and 6. So that's 1. So we have a 1x. The next one, 3 goes into 6 2 times. And 2 times 2 is 4y plus 4y. And the other side, you guys multiply 0 times 6. That's 0. So now, look at your variables. I want to use the elimination method. I can eliminate the y's, but one thing that we don't have is different signs. So they do have the same number, but they do not have different signs. So I'm going to have to multiply one of them by negative. Doesn't matter which one, but you guys multiply one of them by a -1. I'm going to multiply the bottom by -1. Okay? Doesn't matter which one, guys, but I'm going to choose the bottom equation times -1. So the top, follow the arrow. I'm going to do the work on the right side. Top equation says the same. 5x plus 4y equals 24. Bottom equation, distribute. -1 times +1x. That'll be -1x. You don't need that 1, but I'm going to keep it so you can see that we have a -1. -1 times the next one. That'll be a -4y equals, and -1 times 0 is 0. So now you guys can cancel the y's. Y's gone. X, 5x minus 1x is 4x equals, and 24 minus plus 0 is 24. So now you guys can solve. Divide by 4. So x equals 6. Okay, so we have the x value. So the next step, you guys get one equation, but do not use the ones that have a fraction. You guys want to use the equation that do not have a fraction. So I'm going to go here, okay? You guys can use either one. Top, bottom, doesn't matter. I use the top. I'm going to use the top, okay? but doesn't matter which one you guys use. But we have 5x plus 4y equals 24. And you guys substitute the 6 into the x right there. So 5 times 6 plus 4y equals 24. Multiply 5 times 6. 30 plus 4y equals 24. Subtract 30 from both sides. 4y equals negative 6. Divide by 4. So y equals, and you guys can simplify the fraction. After you guys simplify, we get negative 3 over 2. That will be your actual (3 over 2). That is your answer. So we do have a fraction. Your x or the y can be a fraction, but remember that for the test, I'm going to try to avoid the answers to be a fraction. But this one, we do have 6 comma negative 3 over 2. Last one for this video, we have the system. We don't have fractions, but we can use the elimination method because the x and the y are on the same side. I noticed the y's, they already have the same number, so I'm going to try to cancel the y's. We do not have different signs, so that means I'm going to have to multiply by a negative 1. Doesn't matter which one, guys. I'll multiply the top this time. Okay, so the top equation, I'm going to multiply by negative 1. Doesn't matter which one. You choose one equation and you multiply by negative 1. But only one equation. So the top equation, when you guys multiply by negative 1, you guys should get negative 1 times 3x, that's negative 3x. Negative 1 times negative 2y, that's positive 2y. And the other side, negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Bottom says the same. 2x minus 2y equals negative 8. I didn't do anything to the bottom, but now I can cancel the y's. So the y's are gone. Cancel. The x, you guys have a negative 3x plus a 2x. That will be a negative 1x. And the other side, negative 4 minus 8 is negative 12. Now you guys get rid of the negative 1. So we're going to have to divide. Divide by negative 1. And the other side by negative 1. So x equals, careful with your signs. We have two negatives on the right side. Negative 12 divided by negative 1. That's going to be positive 12. All right. The next step, you guys are going to use one equation and substitute the value of x. I like the top equation, okay? So I'm going to use the top. This one without the negative 1, just the original equation. So we have the 3x minus 2y equals 4. Substitute 12 into the x. So 3 times 12 minus 2y equals 4. You multiply 3 times 12. That's 36. Minus 2y equals 4. Subtract 36 from both sides. So we have negative 2y equals negative 32. Divide by negative 2. So your answer for y is positive 16. Careful with the signs. You guys have two negatives right here. So be positive 16. Now your answer has to be in parentheses. 12 goes first, or the x goes first, and then y, which is 16. So my answer for number 13 is 12, 16. Alright guys, so this is my second video. Make sure you guys watch this video to review for the test. Also, my first video covers questions 1 through 7. So make sure you guys watch that video. And this video covers 8 through 13. So make sure you guys practice, and I'll see you guys later.